Natalie Saita, and welcome to the Art of Yoga Project YouTube channel. Today we'll be doing a brief practice with the theme of building resiliency, and we'll be focusing on reaching goals, talking about how we need to build resiliency when reaching our goals or trying to accomplish something. Let's first start with a warm-up, and note that today I have a few props with me, a blanket. You may need it for extra padding. Beneath your knees, a block, especially because we'll be practicing Trikonasana. It's a little tricky. It's triangle pose, so we could use a book or anything that we can elevate our palm on. And then a bolster or a pillow is also an option. But wherever you're at, whomever you're with, beginning on your mat or the surface beneath you, sort of orienting yourself with the ground and your surroundings, and seeing if you can start to bring your feet beneath your knees and your knees beneath your hips, and notice your shoulders above your hips and your head above your shoulders. And let your arms sort of fall by your side for a moment, just getting oriented with our space. We're going to inhale and look up, and then exhale, kind of drop the head down. And then inhale, reach up with the chin, and then exhale down with the chin. Big exaggerated no. Inhaling and exhaling to the center. Now let's look over to our left on the inhale, and then exhale, looking back forward. And then maybe you close your eyes with these movements. Exhale, inhale. Exhale this time, looking down. Inhale, looking up. And then maybe just instead of an exaggerated no or a yes, kind of I'm not sure, rolling your neck. You can imagine drawing circles with your nose, big or small, and just sort of checking in with yourself. Where are you at today? How are you feeling during this moment? We'll begin to bring the movement down to our shoulders and maybe doing a little shrugging of the shoulders like I'm not quite sure. And that's kind of the beauty of the practice, is to just show up how you are, meeting yourself where you're at. Inhale your shoulders up, and then exhale, shrug your shoulders down. And you can reverse the direction of these shrugs, forwards and backwards. And then we'll invite movement now into our wrists, opening up, reaching maybe first up. And then exhale, let the palms come down, elbows meet, and we're going to begin to kind of build a flower with our palms. Pinkies and thumbs and the base of the palm touching. We'll interlace our fingers and just sort of do what we were doing with our head before, now bringing that movement to our wrist and our fingers and our palms. And going one direction, holding your elbows up, elevating them if you can. But relaxing your shoulders, trying to bring ease to the movement. Noticing your legs still beneath you, straight. And then let's reverse the direction. Noting this may take an extra thought. Maybe you have to pause, think about it. This side might not be as easy, but just noticing, just taking that in as information. And then releasing the arms, let them go by the sides. We'll invite some movement into the waist. So starting to just kind of sway side to side, bringing a twist into our spines. And let our arms sway nice and gently. Keep your feet connected to the floor for now and feel this movement come from your waist. So note that during class, the option is not to move, right? We're here to move, but maybe the option lies in where and how you'll move. So thinking about what feels best for you, what movements are feeling like most agree with you today. And then maybe you come up onto your toes. Note, I'll offer variations, but you can stay just where you're at and just sort of let momentum take over. If you're elevating off of your heels and looking over each shoulder, inviting the movement even to the neck. And imagine you were going to take off, right? And what were you going to take off to? Taking a deep breath into that. Thinking about your goals, remembering your goals, what it is that you're wanting to launch or get started or move. Okay, take a moment. Maybe start to slow down a little bit. And then when we're ready, one last movement. We'll bring some movement into the ankles by pausing in a neutral stance and then inhaling up onto the toes and the balls of the feet, exhaling down onto the heels and lifting the balls of the feet up. Inhale again, maybe invite the movement of bringing the arms up too and reaching, and then exhale, leaning back, kind of throwing yourself off, right? Inhale, exhale, and then maybe you imagine you are reaching for something, and what would that be for? And then come back and bring your heels back, and maybe you fall a little bit, and that's okay. So thinking about how sometimes we have to build the courage to reach allows us to be successful. And that same courage can allow us to fail, and that's okay. So coming up, then maybe inviting a spinal wave, again, options into it, reaching and then rocking. Maybe inviting the breath, ocean breath into your practice. Exhale audibly into your head and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, close your mouth and kind of imagine a wave crashing. Inhale one last time. Exhale, let the palms come down by the side. We'll take a moment to do a check-in. And maybe you're alone, maybe you're with others. Hopefully after a little movement and warm-up, we're feeling more in our bodies, more arrived to our space. And maybe you want to take this moment to check in with yourself or others surrounding you, thinking about my goals, right, being the theme. We want to talk about how something that you could teach, maybe sharing with yourself or others that are with you, what is something that you could teach them? What is something that you could show them how to do? I could show you how to ride a skateboard, or show you how to get up on a surfboard, or something that is a hobby that you'd like to share. Maybe taking a moment to pause and think of that, share it amongst the people that you're with before we get into our practice. For today's practice, we'll be working towards triangle. Triangle is a standing pose, so we'll get nice and warm in our legs and a little bit in our cores as well, and the sides of our bodies. We'll get long in the sides of our bodies. So wherever you're at, we're going to begin seated. And just start by bringing the base of the feet together and the knees wide, if you can. Sitting up on a blanket is always nice sometimes, if you have that option. Going for that, elevating your hips up can help in this bound angle posture. Bound angle is the feet together and the knees wide. Support is also can be offered underneath your knees. Take a moment in our butterfly legs and just sort of flutter the butterfly wings. And just imagine releasing any tension inside of the leg and down towards our calves. Maybe we reach towards our ankles or towards our knees or our shins. Wherever we're reaching, be sure to sit up nice and tall on the spines. Inhale and then exhale. See if you can maybe slowly descend your heart down towards your feet. And then inhale, coming up. And then exhale, coming forward. And we can imagine kind of arching our chest slightly, keeping our spine straight as we come forward. Take a deep breath here. I'll share a quote by Maya Angelou. So while we rest and let the insects of the legs release, thinking about courage allows the successful to fail and learn powerful lessons from that failure, so that in the end they didn't fail at all. So thinking about how even the failures are something we can build off of. Even when we fall, coming back. Even when something's hard, seeing it through. Take a last deep breath here, and then exhale, come on up. We'll just begin to do small little circles with the hips with the spine from the hips. And then go ahead and straighten out one leg to the right, create sort of a tree shape with the legs. We'll inhale, left arm up and right arm down the leg for a compass or a side stretch. Take a deep breath into the left side of your bodies. Reach and note that we are all maybe facing different directions, and that's okay. We have a different way of getting places, so know that you don't have to reach your foot. You can just simply reach towards the sky or anywhere along the way. Encompass finding what directions work best for you. Inhale, reach that left arm up, descend it back down, and then we'll take our right arm to our left knee and take a twist over to the left. Let your left arm prop you up as like a kickstand. And we can think about even we need that support sometimes, so reminding ourselves to stand up tall, even in our twists. One last breath here over the left shoulder. Maybe we look if that's comfortable on your neck. And then now look over towards your right. And then release the arms with you. Come on, swing your right leg back towards the center. Pause for a breath. Into a tall spine. Exhale, let your left leg swing out now. We'll find our compass pose on this side now. So reaching the left arm down the left leg, and your right arm will come up. And remember, finding your direction. Where are you pointing? Where are you heading? We're always moving, but hopefully staying true to that goal all along the way. Take a deep breath. The goal here being to take care of ourselves, listen to our bodies, and open up on the right side. Just because we're open in the right side doesn't mean we're collapsing in our left side, so stay open to both sides. Stay open to other people's, opinions as well, right? Inhale, come up. Let's come to a twist now. Exhale, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you to prop you up. Nice and tall on our spines. Look over your right shoulder if that's okay with your neck. And I'll share another quote here by Mae Jemison. Never be limited by other people's imaginations. And Mae Jemison was the first African American woman to travel to the moon. She also grew on to be an actress and a dancer, had 9 doctorals in science, engineering, letters, and humanities, and lots of TV shows. So she's accomplished a lot, right? But she's always stuck to her own imagination. Come back to the center and maybe look over your left shoulder. Take a brief twist to the opposite side just to reset. Swing your left leg and remove your blanket or whatever you have beneath you now. All props to the side. And then we'll take a moment to find our forward fold. So straighten your legs up. Inhale your arms. Find that angle in your hips. And then come forward. Maybe grab your toes, your knees. And take a deep breath into the back of the legs. Maybe you keep your knees bent. That's totally fine. But the idea is to keep our spine straight if we can. So not reaching, not collapsing into our chest, keeping our hearts open, right? Even when we're striving to get something accomplished. Inhale one more breath here, and then exhale, maybe go a little further. And releasing now, grab the backs of the legs. We'll see if we can hover for a moment in our boat pose. So boat pose is kind of what's in between the rock and the roll. You can start by rocking back and rolling forward on the spine. And then you can try to catch yourself in a boat. Or if you want to just lean back and lift your heels up, we'll pause, build some strength inside of the legs where we just enjoyed our stretch and compass. Now feeling a resistance sort of here between the knees, keeping them in line and holding our shape. Maybe you rock back and that's okay. Coming back up and catching yourself. And rock and roll. And you can feel a nice little massage on your spine too. Again, remembering it's kind of fun to throw yourself off sometimes. We'll cross the ankles, eventually coming to your hands and your knees. If you would like, again, you can find that support of the blanket beneath your knees, or not. So finding your cat-cows for a moment. So that'll be the hands beneath the knees beneath the hips. Just start to undulate in the spine. Start to explore movement in your spine, the thing that holds your whole body together. Maybe rounding it, and then maybe looking over in C-shape. Our spines do a lot. Our spines move in a lot of different directions. Holds everything together. So explore with breath and movement connected if you can. Maybe go back to that ujjayi, that deep ocean breath. So your mouth is closed, you're inhaling through your nose, and then you're exhaling like a crash wave. Take a couple more breaths into your cat-cow. Let's arrive now into a downward facing dog. Once ready, reach your palms forward, stretch your arms to the top two corners of your mats, tuck your tailbone towards your heels, and then start to raise your tailbone up towards the sky, creating a triangle shape. Creating a pyramid. Remember those 3 points to this. The 2 feet on the ground are 1 point, the 2 feet on the hands are another, and the tip of your tailbone. So take a breath here. Shake your head up. Yes, no, maybe so. We'll find the weight in the L shape of our palm when in downward facing dog to bear the weight correctly onto our wrist. And see if you can imagine scrunching your shoulders and your ears together, and then relax your shoulders away from your ears. Create that space, extend your palms forward and your heels back. Maybe you come down onto the knees. Note that this is a good place to hang out and chill. If you need to pause, that's fine. Come to your down dog or your child's with the knees down. Take a breath maybe into an intention. What is that goal? Again, reminding yourself, reach your right leg up, but without swinging your right hip over your left hip. Keep your right leg straight. Find a 3-leg dog. And exhale, bring that foot down. Inhale, bring the opposite leg up. Flex your toes towards your knees. Notice the difference between pointing your toes and flexing your toes. Take a breath, hips side by side. Exhale, coming down. Look forward towards the palms and reach your right foot. Place it between them if you can. If you have a block, keeping it at the top of your mat, we'll set it up on the inside of our left ankle, our right ankle, your front foot. Bring your left palm to the block on a medium setting. Raise your left knee up and maybe take a twist. Raise your right palm up towards the sky. And take a breath into your twist, into your spine. Keep your back heel pressing back, energy back. Exhale, go ahead and swing your left arm back and your right arm forward. Back heel comes down, warrior 2. Relax in your warrior 2 for a breath. Again, finding that goal, that focus, maybe over your right fingertips is a good place to look. And then once you're ready, cartwheel your palms down. We're gonna take a flow. So whenever you're ready, you can maybe skip it and go just straight to your downward facing dog, or else we're gonna lower our belly all the way to the floor. Nice little reverse push-up action, and then inhale, raise your belly up, tuck your toes, upward facing dog to get some spinal flexion. And then exhale over your feet, downward facing dog. Look up towards your hands again, and this time invite your left foot between your palms. It's okay if it doesn't get there in one step. We all know it takes multiple steps to get somewhere sometimes. Keep your right palm underneath your right shoulder and use a block here. We'll raise up the back knee. This is an option. You can keep the back knee down. We're going to take a twist, this time reaching up left arm. Maybe back knee rises, or keep it down. Taking a breath, even when you're struggling, reminding yourselves but it's okay. Sometimes we suck. I'll share another quote by Ishita Malviya from India. She was one of the first women surfers. And she said I sucked the first few times she was in the water, but now she owns her own shop and she's sponsored surfer. So coming back when we're ready out of the twist, let's swing our right arm back and our left arm forward. So it might fall, might feel hard. Remember, keep your eye on the goal. Left palm's forward and straight and narrow. Looking over your left palm. Relax your shoulders down. Feel a sort of fierceness here in your warrior two. Feel like you have the perseverance to stick with it. Build resilience. Go ahead. Bring your right palm down. Again, remember you can skip the flow straight back to child's pose or downward dog, or flow through coming to an upward plank, reverse a push-up down, letting yourself nice and easy to the floor. Don't drop yourself. Inhale, rise your belly up. And then exhale, up and over. Find yourself back in your child's pose or your down dog. Shake it out. Yes, no, maybe so. Let your head be loose. Take a breath. And when we're ready to look forward, go ahead and step both feet forward towards the palms. And then roll yourself on up. Beautiful. Take a few rolls of your shoulders, arriving at the top of your mat in a nice still mountain posture. Feel the wisdom even in just being still and calm. We're going to move on to practice our triangle pose now. So remembering to have your block at the front of the mat if you have one. And we'll begin. Standing tall, we'll go ahead and reach the arms up for a tall mountain. And then exhale, find a forward fold. So hands come to the floor or to the shins. As to keep your back straight, feet beneath your hips, maybe shift your weight forward. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Remember finding your block and stepping your left leg back. Block is going to come on the inside by your right heel. We'll reverse cartwheel ourselves on up to warrior two again, arriving. Maybe feeling a little different in this warrior, maybe feeling a little more confident now that we're back. And for triangle, we'll sort of straighten out our front knee. With your back foot at a 45-degree angle, you could draw maybe almost a line. They would almost intersect, right, between your feet. And then we'll see if we can slide our right arm forward, reaching for that goal, right? Look over your right fingertips. Imagine you're reaching. Keep your left hip straight. And then when you feel like your left hip and the inside of your legs is gone as far as it can go for now, breathing with ease, bring your right palm down to the shin. It can come to the block on a high, medium, or low setting. And practice triangle here. This is a good one for resiliency. We're going to twist our left arm up, finding that twist. Maybe the gaze up towards the left palm, looking up this time. Again, but remembering that same goal we might be reaching for. Press the feet down, reach the palm up, sort of spiral your left hip back a bit. And take a breath here, Trikonasana, triangle. Before rebending your right knee, coming back and out, reversing your warrior. Let's bring the left palm down, sweep the right arm up. Feel sort of a little bit of a surrender, peaceful feeling here in your peaceful warrior. And then cartwheel your palms down. Remove the block to the front of the mat again. Step back, maybe downward dog, maybe you flow up to you. Maybe you drop the knees down, belly down. Rise up with the chest into a cobra, or tuck the toes up, dog. And then downward dog. Look up towards the top of your mat. Maybe take a hop. Take a leap if you're feeling like you'd like to take a leap and build that courage, right? Okay. Straighten our legs, bend the legs, inhale. Maybe hop, step, skip, however you'd like to make it up to your mountain. Inhale, arms up, exhale, palms down. We'll do a triangle on the opposite side. So sort of evaluating the side, knowing that the next side might feel completely different. The next time we do it might feel completely different, and that's all right. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge your hips, reach your palms down, halfway forward fold. And then exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Place your block and your right foot back, block on the inside of your left leg. Reverse your cartwheel. Here we are, warrior two. Find a nice, powerful warrior two. We've been here before, maybe noting how this side feels compared to the other side. Just taking that as information. Relaxing your shoulders, reminding yourself not to hold unnecessary tension if we can. Take a breath, reach. And then when we're ready, we're gonna straighten our front leg now. Reminding ourselves that our feet are almost intersecting if there were a line between them. Back foot, 45-degree angle. Straight triangle shape between our legs. Reach forward like you were reaching for whatever that is, whatever that goal is, that theme. And then maybe reach. When you start to feel like it's a little too much and you want to breathe with ease, right? Bring your left palm down. Only go as far as feels right for you. Maybe the palm comes down to a block, a book, something to help prop up the bottom palm. Reach your right arm up. Maybe look up and gaze up. If you don't have anything, you can rest your palm on your shin, but not on your knee. We don't want to press on our joints, on the shin, or press the back of the palm to the inside of the shin. Options, stay strong in your side body. Exhale, reversing, bending back, and then find your peaceful warrior. Deep breath into the other side. Again, not pressing on the knee in our reverse warrior. Just resting our palm back, reaching our left arm up. Cartwheel the palms down. And we'll step the left leg back, bring the knees down. Go ahead and find ourselves back into a rock pose. So just settling in our rock pose for a moment, knowing that triangle has a lot going on. There's a twist, there's a balancing act to it. You have to stay sturdy all at the same time. So just kind of be heavy for a moment in your rock and still, shoulders above the hips. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace your fingers and press them towards the sky. Remember, shrug your shoulders up and then exhale, relax your shoulders down. And releasing, rolling your wrist out on the way. We'll do a cool down before Savasana. So for your cool down, we'll remove the props, but be sure that you have your block maybe nearby or a pillow. Finding yourself all the way back onto your backs, giving yourselves a big hug. If you can, reach around, just reach for the knees. If not, maybe giving yourself as much love as you can in this moment. And remembering to go back to that, what is it, something that you're good at? Inhale, bring your knees up, and exhale, knees drop over to the right. What is something that you're passionate about? Have you ever been told to do what it is that you love for a living, for your career? And what would that be? Has anyone ever told you that it's not respected, or responsible enough to do that as a career? But thinking about what it is that you would do. What is it that you're passionate about, that you like to share with others? Reach your legs up and then exhale and over to the opposite side. Resting with the heavy legs. Maybe go back to that Ujjayi breath of the month. Kind of helping cool down the body as we inhale through the nose. Notice the temperature of the breath. And exhale. Let it crash in an audible way in your head. And this is a good way to stay connected to your breath. with Ujjayi, or ocean breath. Inhale, let's raise the knees up, drop the feet down towards the floor, let both legs go long, and with a bolster or a pillow, we'll put it beneath our knees and take a final relaxation. For final relaxation, I have an eye pillow. You can grab a shirt, anything to help eliminate distractions, to help us more deeply relax during this time, or just gazing at the ceiling. You can also do this seated. We're taking a moment to find ourselves here in just that, a final relaxation. So giving yourself that time. You've taken this time to move. Now giving yourself this time to relax and settle that energy. Maybe staying connected to your breath during this final relaxation. Maybe the sound of it can remind you of being on the ocean. Maybe imagining ocean waves or anywhere that's a peaceful place for you. Maybe the breath can sound like a big gust of wind. You can imagine just cooling off the body. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with your mouth closed and slightly constrict your throat. Let it all crash in the head. While we rest here, giving yourself a moment to go back to the intention. What was it? What is the goal? What is the purpose? If you knew that you couldn't possibly fail, what would you do? What is it that makes you feel wonderful when you think about doing it? Taking a couple last moments here, knowing that there's no rush. Relaxing your feet, your legs, and your hips. And going back to that Ujjayi breath, letting it wash over the whole bottom half of your body. Move up to the lungs, the mid section of our body, the organs. Allowing that all to rest and digest. Coming up, relaxing the shoulders and the arms, nothing to carry. Nothing to hold right now. Then maybe start to rock your head side to side to massage the back of your head on the ground. Slowly, we're going to start to move the fingers, maybe bend the knees, bringing yourself out of your final relaxation. Note you can pause the video and take a longer relaxation if you need it, a longer Savasana. But as long as we're taking a little bit of time to reflect, let it soak in, and then not trying to whiplash out of it, just roll yourself over to the side and take it all with you up to a seat. And maybe taking your time to get up, no rush, bringing whatever this goal or this inspiration that has brought you through this class or brought you to this moment. Going back to that, you can take some time to check out, thinking about like if money were no object, or if you could do anything, what would that be? If you couldn't possibly, you knew that you couldn't possibly fail, what would it be? Share it with yourself, share it aloud. And then taking this moment to take one final collective breath, knowing that we can't be together physically, but we're always here breathing the same breath. So when we're ready, we'll reach the palms up. exhale your palms down, and just any gesture that makes sense for you. Again, I thank you so much for practicing with me here on the Art of Yoga Project's YouTube channel. My name is Holly, and the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.